welcome to Patty's Aquatics.
Welcome to Patty's Aquatics. My name is Adam and welcome to the fish room. So today I have a little bit of a project I want to try, experiment I guess you could say. It involves the fish in this tank, which are my Kribensis cichlids, and it involves my Fahaka puffer in the Fahaka puffer tank. Now, probably one of the last videos you would have seen was probably this one potentially, where I redid this tank. I filmed a lot of these probably in the last 2 months. The videos you've seen for the most part, I have filmed all in a matter of about 2 weeks, about 2 months ago. So I really haven't filmed a video in quite a while, about a month and a half. So a lot of the tanks have progressed since then. And one thing I wanted to try is I wanted to get this guy some tank mates. And I've always tried, I've got away with it with guppies. Had guppies in here for a while. He winds up picking a few off, but typically you get a few that stay and live, but they're not, for me, they're not fun in here with them because all they do is really hide. I had an angelfish in here that lasted a little while. It was cool till it disappeared. But I had an idea because I was starting to get a bunch of Kribensis cichlid in that other tank because they were breeding, and I was trying to get a few out, and they are super fast. Super fast to the point where I could barely catch them. I could only catch 2 of them. Well, I put them in here well over a month ago and they're still alive. I just seen one. There's one right there. And he doesn't care about them. So I think I might have found the perfect fish to house with my big butt head of a Fahaka puffer here. And that's the Kribensis cichlids. Now, what I want to do is probably put all of them in here. Not probably, I'm going to put all of them in here. Now, you might be asking, you're probably thinking to yourself, are you just going to risk their lives just by throwing something in here to basically get tank mates with him to try it? I get what you're saying, if you are thinking that. I've thought it myself. But I want to do some things that can help make it happen, make it be successful in the long run. Now, I seen a video not too recently from when I watched this, when I was filming this, was with Joey Mullen, the king of DIY. He put his Fahaka puffer in his community tank with his discus and a bunch of tetras. Now, obviously, his tank is huge. It's a lot bigger than mine. He had 700 gallons compared to 75. We have the same, probably about the same size of fish. And it all comes down to situational. It comes down to temperament. And I think it would work in any size tank like that. But when you get a tank that's smaller like this, obviously the confines in it is smaller. So you need fish that are going to be able to hide and be able to get out of the way of this guy. Not that he wants to eat them, but really just to get out of his way because he is territorial. So that's where these guys are going to come in hand. So I want to create this, give them hiding spots. So that's my idea. I'm going to take rocks like I have in their main tank, and I'm going to build a little rock cave here in the center here so they can have places to go in and hide and get away from him. And I also will unbury some of the gravel from underneath this piece of wood. So there's also added area. So they'll have places to hide besides just the plants. Now, I personally have not seen him chase any of these guys yet. And like I said, it's been well over a month and they've survived. Now, over to the Kribensis tank. They usually are always out. There's about like 10, 12 of juvenile ones and then my pair. I have a sneaking suspicion within the last couple of days that they had babies potentially because they're all hiding now, or that does not usually happen. So my idea is I'm going to have to take everything out of here. That's the only way to get them out because they're so fast. And then I want to get those guys out. I'm going to build the rock cave in there, and then I'll transfer those Kribensis in there because I'm getting some new fish. And I'm going to use this tank and this tank for it. So that'll be an upcoming video. I'm going to rescape these tanks and get them set up for new fish. But for now, let me put this camera down. I'm going to get these rocks out of here and everything, and I'm going to set up that Fahaka tank with that cave. And then we'll catch these Kribensis, and I'll catch back up with you there. All right, so we have all the rocks out of there. That big piece of wood with the Anibius that will go back in there. It's one big cloudy mess now with the sponge filter and heater. Now another great thing about doing this eliminates another tank that does not need a heater. So my Fahaka puffer tank will be the only one currently with a heater, and the two species of fish that I'm getting for these two will not need heaters as well. So that is the plan anyway. So let's try to get them fish netted, and then I will put them in here and I will show you. I have the rock pile there. I lifted up that piece of wood a little bit, so they should have plenty of little passageways through there to hide if they really feel the need to. But like I said, he has not even really give a glance at those other two that are in there. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'll try netting these guys with you filming at the same time, which will probably be near impossible because they are quicker than quick. Like, this looks like the main male. Yeah, this is the male from the male from the pair, and I lost him. Like I said, there's probably a good 10 other ones in here, and getting them out will be fun. You see them zip by at supersonic speed. That's just how quick they are. Oop, I got one. All right. Ooh, there's one. Well, that being said, let me get the rest netted, and then we'll go from there, because otherwise I'll be here for an hour trying to net these guys with one hand. All right, so I believe I got all of them out of there. I just threw everything else back in there for now. I still need to escape this tank and play around with it, but that'll be another video for those fish. But I believe I got all of them in here. If not, I'm sure one or two will pop up in the next day when I decide to really give this a thorough clean and scape it the way I want to scape it. But for now, let's get these guys into their next, hopefully, forever home. So, like I said, I have the rock pile and everything already in here. And then some of the crypts, I put them around the crypts that are planted. Remember, if you've been paying attention, a lot of those melted back there. So when they do come back, hopefully they'll grow up around it. And I do plan on adding some more plants in here once everything starts to come back alive again. Those swords are already doing great. The old leaves are dying off and the new ones are already shooting all up. The Anibius, not so much. He likes to munch on them. I have to give this tank a good cleaning, but I want to get these guys in here first and kind of let them get settled in the next couple days, and then I'll give her a water change and clean that pre-filter off that's just full of molts. But honestly, since I've put that canister filter back in here and put the gravel in here, probably more importantly, this tank has been crystal clear. I haven't had algae issues, and I'm falling back in love with this tank again. Now I just want to get all these plants to get healthy, grow, and get full, and then hopefully add these guys and it'll be great. Now, I'm going to add them. Now, here's my biggest fear. I pour them in and this guy starts snatching them as I pour them. Hopefully these guys will be smart and they go right down to the rocks. So let's have at it and see what happens here. And they are in. Now he's looking because he's probably thinking, oh, was that food that you just poured in here? No, they're not food, dude. They're tank mates, so you behave. And there's a little brethren back there coming out and saying, hey, it's my little brothers and sisters and mom and dad. They're here to join us now. At least that's what they're thinking in my head. So he'll be cautious, observant, look around a little bit. And oh gosh, there's a piece of guppy grass. I hate guppy grass. I had to get that out of there. But he'll check them out. They for sure will be hiding and be very cautious here in the beginning. The other ones were too, until they realize it. There's one right there that he is just looking at. Hopefully he moves. Go. No, 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 no. Didn't get him. See, they're quick, very quick. He couldn't get him. Now go hide. Yeah, like I said, it's one of the things you're just going to have to watch out here for in the very beginning. He's going to have to learn that they're his tank mates now, and they're going to have to learn that he's their tank mate now. So they need to respect him because this is his tank after all. So in hindsight, yes, again, he did not get that one. He did get it behind that filter, and I can see him hiding under the sponge filter right now. He's under there. You see him. He's good. So like I said, that's why I put all these rocks in here. I want hiding spots for them to hang out in, and hopefully this continues and this works. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the butt getting these guys out of here. But probably be easier than that other tank because it won't be as cloudy with all that detritus that shot everywhere within the water column. So anyway, I will keep you guys updated with this, and hopefully the next time you see this tank, you'll see a thriving population of Kribensas living peacefully with my big butt head here. All right, folks, so I wanted to come back and give you guys an update at the end of this video to really show you how it's been going with this connection of the Fahaka puffer and the Kribensis cichlids. Now, it's been, cripes, I think it's been at least 2 weeks. I've been sicker than a dog the last week or so, so I went to film this earlier, but things are going great. He doesn't even care that they're really in there anymore. You can see they come out and about. They live through this rock pile. There's a whole school of them back there. They go out under the filter. They all kind of spread out as far as like their own little hiding areas now that this is a bigger tank, how they were kind of compact in that 29 gallon before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed them quick so you guys can see just how they're all in here and things. But first I want to feed this guy so he doesn't get jealous, which he'll get jealous regardless, but because he usually likes all the attention. I will give him a piece of shrimp quick. I have out thawing for him. He can eat that quick, and then I'm going to feed the Kribensis. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the light, but Aquarium Co-op Easy Community Pellets. I'll put a link in the video, but what I like about this then is they come all out and they know it's time to eat. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm trying to get the cover off this here. All right, so what I love about it is if they are hiding, they all come out and you get to see them. Ooh. He thought I was throwing more food in. Anyway, they all come out and they all start to eat. They're all fine in here. He's not going after them because you can see they're all in his area. They all come out from their little hiding spots or where they niche out their little home area. And yeah, it's been doing great. I hope to continue it doing great. Yeah, do a water change in here. I did clean off that pre-filter from the first portion, but like I said, it's been 2 weeks. Algae's building up. I haven't been sick and haven't done much down here, so that's the plan the next couple days. But yeah, they're out here eating, they're interacting, they're around him, they know what he is. This is his tank. That they need to beware a little bit of him and give him his space for the most part. But I think he likes having some different activity in here as well. Now he's giving chase because he wants more food. But that's for them. See, if I could get this guy to eat pellets, it would be so much easier as well. I've tried over the years. He just does not want it. So I have to give him frozen shrimp and I'll give him snails. And that's about the only things he'll eat besides like night crawlers and crayfish and things along those lines. But the Kribensis are doing great, which is going to be cool to see in the coming months if they get comfortable in here and start breeding. And if I get more pairs pairing off in here from these younger ones. Like I said, they all have their own little niches. Some of them have hiding spots over here under these rocks. I've seen another one that lives underneath that filter. There's a few that live back behind those plants. I have some that live within the rocks. I have one that lives back right down into here. So it's really cool to see now because like I said, in that 29 gallon, that pair really ran the roost in there. And the other ones just kind of hid and stayed away, where now they all have their own little areas, and it's really cool to see. And like I said, you can see they're all here, they're all doing fine. So that first initial part where Puff Daddy went after that one little Kribensis, that's because they were just introduced. He didn't know if that was food going in there. They're comfortable now, and
He doesn't care. Yes, he's gonna give them a little chase once in a while, but they are faster than fast, and you'll never have to worry. Well, I should never have to worry. Anything's possible, but they have a great chance of surviving and thriving in this tank, and that's really what I want. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and then I hope to see you again next week here at Patty's Aquatics.